Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to everybody. I'm Preacher Moss, the host of the S.O.S, the Shout Out Show. Hope you are having a fabulous Friday as we get into the meat and bones of September and we get that slow slide into fall. Hope you got into work. Hope it's your pay week. Hopefully, you got off a little bit early. Hope the weather's good around you. Listen, we have a great topic we're going to be jumping into. Just again, we want to get some shout outs to people. I want to give a shout out to the family of my good friend and brother, Osama Cannon, passed away earlier this week. We also want to give another shout out to Zafar Chaudhry, lost his father, and brother Ahmed Khatib lost his uncle. Second shout ins, of course, Miss Eleanor, the elegant Miss Elegant's sister, Nancy Mustafa, my brother Kendrick Samuels, as well as Sister Lorraine. And Sister Rhea, I hope you're feeling well too. But I want to make sure that everybody is feeling well on the show today. And here's the deal, brothers and sisters. Make sure if you're not feeling well, go get checked. This is not the time for bravery. This is not the time to act like you are a doctor yourself. If your jawbone is not aligned properly, you might want to go see someone. If when you bend your elbow, you can't blink, you might want to go see somebody. If you step off the steps with both feet and your nose start to bleed, you might want to go see somebody. I know if you have to drive your car from the other passenger seat overhead pressing. See, these are things we have to look at, brothers and sisters. There's no need being brave. There's no shame and not feeling well. In fact, we used to have people who could tell you ailments that let you know what the weather was going to be. So, I mean, we are mystical people, but these days, brothers and sisters, I'm saying if you don't feel well, tell somebody. Don't keep it to yourself. Make sure you go out and seek some medical attention. I mean that, brothers and sisters. I mean that. Go out and seek some medical attention. Now, brothers and sisters, our show today, it could be a throwback Thursday show, but I didn't want to do that, brothers and sisters. I'm talking about remembering when things were simple. Remember when things were simple, not compounded problems like compound interest. Things were simple. Like brothers, remember back in the day when you got pulled over by a cop, you got arrested for one thing, not a plethora of charges. If it was DWI, it was DWI. That was it. You didn't get the other things. Reckless driving, all these different charges. It was one charge. I'm saying this because these days we made things extremely complicated. As laws have proliferated all over the world and teaching. Remember when a teacher would come in the room and the children would be talking and she say, be quiet, and the kids would be quiet? That's what I'm talking about. Kids didn't have rights in the classroom. They didn't have to talk about, she told me to be quiet. Somehow it affected my self-esteem. Guess what? In the 70s and 80s and 90s, children in class, particularly public school, you didn't have self-esteem unless your mama gave it to you. Unless you had a note for self-esteem, you didn't have any. And it was the power of the parents. Brothers and sisters, it was the power of the parents. I'm not saying that parents intimidate their kids. What I'm saying is that they enjoyed a certain esprit de corps in talking to their children and not worrying about any other legal repercussions coming out of the way. So we're going to be talking about a little of that, brothers and sisters. We're going to talk about food. Remember, you used to go to McDonald's and that menu could be on one thing. You ever go to McDonald's lately? Don't lie, you've been going. You ever go to McDonald's? Do you know how many menus you have to go through to find the thing that you've been eating for the last 40 years? Last time I went to McDonald's, it took me 4 minutes to find a fish sandwich, brothers and sisters. You know why? Because they don't say fish sandwich. They got you trained. You got to say, I want a number 4. I want a number 6. Remember, you could say the whole thing. I want a fish sandwich, and they give it to you. Remember back in the day when a fish sandwich was McDonald's. A fish sandwich, somebody gave it to you. I yearn for the days of the fish sandwich. You know what else I learned from brothers and sisters? I yearn for the days when you would eat food and people would not tell you how many calories were in your food, how much sugar was in your food, how much fat was in your food. I don't care. I don't care if it kills me. I'm going to eat it. If it don't kill me after I finish eating it, then mind your business. I'm hungry. The old days, brothers and sisters. Remember? We didn't have to have a psychologist tell us what happened to a person back in the day. Remember that? We just said it. Somebody was sad, we said he got the blues. Somebody loses, said he lost his mind. He went on the deep end and on the cuckoo farm. Remember, we could say and use euphemisms, you know what, and not have to worry about being canceled. Remember that? I remember it, and I'm bringing it back today. You know why? Because we live in this situation, and this is why people have so many issues, mental health issues, because things are so much complicated. You don't know what to believe. You don't know where to get away help. Have you sat and listened to some of these things? These prescriptions, these medications. Remember when you didn't have to listen to all the side effects of medication? Exactly. And we're going to talk about that when we come back. Brothers and sisters, this is the Friday Funnies edition of the Shout Out Show. I'm Preacher Moss. Let's get the show rolling. We'll be right back. You're asking me to confess to bringing late night to Muslims and beyond with my new project, The Shout Out Show with Preacher Moss. Well, what can I say, son? I'm guilty now. Sentence me to be funny. I dare you. Boy, you talking about when things are simpler. I remember those days. Y'all, boy, that doggone it's a time that you shouldn't have shown it. It just reminded me. When I was young, boy, I was a good-looking man. Good gosh, all that black hair. Ooh, wee, boy, I take off my hat right now, boy. It go just to snow. You think that somebody cut the cable? Yeah. Y'all remember when you did? Hey, here's when things are simpler. I'm gonna tell you something. When you get in your 50s, you got to make a decision about your hair. But either you're gonna tell the truth about that hair, or you're gonna die and lie. Which one you gonna do? You gonna tell the truth, or you gonna die and lie? I'm gonna tell you, you die and lie, brother and sister. You're gonna have to ride that all the way to the good Lord come and get you. Okay. And when the good Lord come and get you, make sure that the person who's taking care of you at the funeral home uses the same dye. Ain't nothing scarier than going to a funeral and you can't recognize the person in the coffin because their hair is all white. You be like, oh my God, we in the wrong funeral. I've seen it before, brothers. This is just happening. It's not a good sight. And all my Muslim brothers out there, I love you. Well, listen, at some point in time, you gotta there's hadith about dyeing your hair, just so you know. All the brothers are like, I would dye my hair, henna, all that. So let me tell you something. There's hadith about dyeing your hair. The hadith goes that you are supposed to dye your hair when you are in a state of war, so that you look younger and you scare the opposition. What war are some of you brothers fighting? War on drugs, war on poverty, Vietnamese war, the Civil War, the Korean War, Crips and Bloods. Some of y'all, and listen, here's the thing. If you dye your hair and it's jet black, do something about your eyebrows. Please, do something about your eyebrows. Look like a negative for a clown for some of y'all. Do something about them eyebrows. And if you can't get a Q-tip, do something about your nose hairs. I don't know how you do the dyeing your nose hairs, but that's the thing. You can't do anything but, I'm going to tell y'all something. See, the truth is about gray hair. Gray hair is like water. Once it want to come out, you can't do nothing about it. See, all of this black, and then outside, It's all gray. Look like one of my geography maps, a physical map for geography. Oh, let me get to my people in the spot before we get to the spot. So, Tana, who we got in the comment section today? We going old school. What's going on, Sister Ree? Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sister Ree's menu is she's gonna be there on Saturday. Oh my goodness, I don't have my phone. Well, I do have my phone. Sister Ree has jerk chicken, rice and potato salad. She got a salad, uh, $5 drink. Whole kit and caboodle is $15. Jerk chicken, brothers and sisters. Sister Reed's doing jerk chicken. Make sure that you check that out. Let me see. Let me make sure I got man. Let me make sure I got Reed's thing right here. Oh, I'm sorry. Jerk chicken, rice or potato salad, cabbage. Reed, I can go with jerk chicken, rice or potato salad. I can't go with cabbage. I can do seven up pound cake. I ain't doing a cabbage. You know why? Brothers and sisters, this is a sensitive moment on the shout out show. A sensitive moment. I love my mother. I love my father. But I sure did take a lot of whoopings because I didn't want to eat that cabbage. There's something wrong with cabbage. It's just white. It's just sitting there. It don't smell right. You got to do something with it. So, Tony, you eat cabbage? Yeah, you snitch. You do not eat cabbage. You only said it because your mama watch. I don't eat cabbage. I don't eat it. I don't force it on my loved ones either. But my mama made me eat cabbage. You know why? Because in the old school, things were simple. What mommy and daddy eat, you eat. Everybody else eat the same thing at the same time. If you had a dog, your dog might have had problems with A1C because it ate the same food. We ain't get dog food. We got people food for the dog. That's all I'm saying. Oh, Gabriel, my man, good times thinking about how it all looks hand me down. Oh, there you go. Remember the art of the hand me down, brothers and sisters? We got Brother Gabriel, sound like my key, Juma Butter. Good time. I'm gonna tell y'all something about food. Here's when things were simple. You know when you didn't have food poisoning and you had reduced cases of high blood sugar. I'm gonna tell y'all why. You ready? Because your mama ain't let you eat at everybody's house. Remember she said that? You can't eat at everybody's house. I mean, I said that to a neighbor. Why did you come in and eat? Have some food with us. There's a white lady. Why'd you get? And I was young and I didn't know. I said, because my mama said I can't eat at your house. We can't eat everybody's food. She was cutting side out of my mama. All right, Gabriel. And make sure you check out Gabriel at Planet Vegan, brothers and sisters. What is that 6070 Alameda, Gabriel? Thinking it all looks handmade. Good times. Oh, I got you. Good times. Thinking it all looks hand me down. Yes, I got you, brother Gabriel. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, Gabriel needs to come on about when food used to be simple. You ever watch a cooking show? You ever watch a cooking show, brothers and sisters, and they fix all the stuff on the cooking show, and it looks fantastic, and then you go in your refrigerator and you realize you don't have any of the ingredients that they had on the cooking show. Your chicken doesn't look like that chicken. Your beef doesn't look like that chicken. You don't even have the water like they use on the cooking show, just to pour it around and make sauce. But I did like cooking shows. My favorite lady made it simple. Who? Julia Childs. She was a cook and an alcoholic on the show at the same time. That woman put wine in everything. She put wine in Cheerios. Today we're going to make Cheerios. We'll put the milk in. Oh, just a little wine. I was like, boy, that lady, she needs some help. All right. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi. Brother Altaf, how you doing, my man? How were things simpler in Toronto back in the day? I remember when they were really simple. I'm dating myself. Back in the day, you didn't even need a passport to get into Toronto. You could get in with your, say it with me, birth certificate. I used to go to Toronto with my birth certificate. Funny story about when I went over to Toronto, one of the times, my birth certificate. All right, I'm not saying how old I am. You can fill in the blank. I don't care. You can laugh at me. It's okay. But I am of the age that if you looked at my birth certificate, it has my name, where I'm born, Columbia Hospital for Women, under race. I'm not lying. It didn't say black. It said colored. It said colored. And they had a young person working the border, and they looked at my birth certificate. I said, "Is there a problem?" They said, "They go. It says colored." I was like, "Yes." They go, "Well, it doesn't say what color." I said, "Wow." Call your supervisor. All right, Altaf, good to see you. Canadian ambassador to the show. Johnny L. Thomas, what's going on, JT? Good to see you on the show, Aki. Uh, Thinking about when things were simpler. When things were simpler. I'm about to get into a few of them. Feel free to jump in, everybody. I'm not censoring anybody today. We're going to have a little fun with this one. When things were simpler. Okay, next up, Sister Naima Griffin. Welcome back to the show, Sister Naima. Wa alaikum assalam to my sister from Detroit. Did I get it right? I think Sister Naima is from Detroit. Good to see you on the show, sister. And Juma Mubarak to you. Next up, Fight the Power Word. Wa alaikum assalam to Fight the Power. How you doing? We're talking about when things were simpler. All right. Next up, my Mary Moss. My mom says, I yearn for the days you can get a chicken leg, not drumstick and thigh. Wow, that I gotta process that one, Mom. Let me see. I say that one. You get a chicken leg, not drumstick and thigh. Okay, all right. Okay. Well, we gotta talk to your butcher. Okay. Gotta talk to my mom's butcher. Walaikum assalam wa barakatuh to our consultant producer, Sister Sultana. Thank you for coming on the show. You know what? Here's when I yearn for the old days. Remember when you could work on your own car? Work with me here. Remember when you could work on your own car? When you would hear a noise and go, let me pull my car in the garage, uh, put up the hood, get underneath, and you knew what parts of the car was. You knew where your carburetor was, you know where your air filter was, you knew what things are. I recently had to get up underneath my car. Uh, I guess reminiscing on the old days, opened it up and realized I didn't know where anything went other than where to put the oil and the windshield wiper fluid. I was like, I'm gonna have to take the thing looked like Chinese arithmetic. I was like, I don't know what, and these cars are computerized. I mean, Sister Tana's car isn't computerized. She got a what do you do? Sister Tana drives a Pinto. It's either a Pinto or a Gremlin. It's a Pinto Gremlin. It's a Gremlin with a Pinto motor in it. Okay, but at least you could fix the thing. Remember, you could work on your own car. I want to give a shout out to my main man, Aubrey Skinner. Aubrey Skinner is a mechanic, and I bought a car at auction. It was a 1980. Whoo, it was a 1989 Ford Escort LX wagon, and I'm gonna tell you guys, I paid $1,300 for it. I love that car. You know why? I could do everything on that car. I could change the oil. I changed the brakes. The first time I changed the brakes, it took like 11 hours. So I know what I was doing. But I could change the oil. I could change the brakes. Look what this is. You could rotate your tires because there was no locks on the thing. I love that car. And I'm saying, brothers and sisters, you used to be. Remember in your neighborhood, you had people in your neighborhood that worked on cars. Did you have? It was always in a black neighborhood. It was always one person that worked on cars, and the feature was he wasn't necessarily a mechanic. He just knew his way around a car. We had two of them in our neighborhood, Mr. Francis and another guy up the street, my mother's friend. He actually built a garage in his backyard. Sadly, though, he passed away before he got to use the garage. Sometimes it's like that. But I'm just saying that. The simple things. You didn't have to take your car. And remember when you knew your mechanic? That's simple. You can call your mechanic at home. Hey, Wes, I got a problem with the car. He said, bring it by the shop in the morning. Listen to me, brothers and sisters. Bring it by the shop in the morning. What does that mean? He was waiting for you in the shop with the door up, and you would take it. Oh, I'm getting misty here, brothers and sisters. I'm getting misty. All right. Here's a big one when things War of the Nile. There you go. Thank you here. My hair started gerrymandering. it started gerrymandering. All right, fight the power word. That's a funny one right there. I ain't know. Can I use that one? I heard gerrymandering is new. I heard Sherman Hensley. I heard your headline had a midlife crisis. I heard your headline is retreating. Gerrymandering. You know what? When your hair starts gerrymandering, you do have to make some quite critical decisions about how you're gonna brush it. Because I'm at the age now, if you brush it, look like it's all gone. Ain't nothing like being out someplace under a light and it goes straight to your scalp. I be like, golly, is that me? You ever catch yourself in the mirror and your hair ain't right? I'm like, oh no. That's what I'm saying. All right. I remember when filling out government papers only had two options under gender. Now I gotta Google all the options. Yeah, you said it, Altaf. You said it. I got an email for somebody I was getting ready to do a gig for, and they told me what they identified as. Look at my face, brothers and sisters. What do you identify as? Uh, I think her name was Edith, but she said she, me, we. Uh, she, me, we. Yeah, and I'm confused. How do you get to identify yourself? Well, you can identify yourself wherever you want to, but you can't make me identify in a certain way. That's what I don't understand. I got to go around with the lie. I got to go around with the lie. I saw a man at the airport. He was bigger than me. I don't want to say anything because he was dressed in heel and pumps. That's his business, brothers and sisters. That's his business. Okay? I'm sitting there, I'm looking at the people around, and he has people around him. I think they're rational. And he goes, who? I don't know what these men want from a woman. And I said, I bet you don't. I believe you don't know what these men want from a woman. Because you're not a woman. You're not a female. If I was a woman, I'd be upset. Like, look at all these people cheating. This is wrong. This is wrong. Everybody, you know who got, I'm sorry. Bruce Jenner get to be Caitlyn Jenner, winds up being Woman of the Year. Ain't nobody say nothing. Okay, she said, oh, leave it alone. Leave it alone. Well, they're going to cut me off anyway, Satana. I'm just saying. This is my logic. It's my show. It's my logic. Let me just say, I'm not hating on anybody. But things were simpler. You know, and I'm going to tell folks, it's not even that. I've seen videos of people darker than I am talking about I'm white. I'm reclassifying as white. You had white people reclassify as being black. Do you know what that means? If you've been black 60, 70 years and you hear a white guy, a white woman going, you know what? I decided to be black today because that's the way I feel. Can't do that. Can't do it. I'm going to put it out here like this. Otto said I can only eat cabbage and coleslaw. That's the only way I can do it too. You got to slop a whole lot of mayonnaise in that joint too. Whatever you make the cabbage. I'm sorry. Fight the power. We would park up on the curb to elevate the vehicle and change out oil. Because you didn't have a jack. Tell them fight the power. We are innovative people. Let me throw this one out here. Remember TV? Huh? Remember TV? I was watching TV last night. I'm going to tell you why I get falling asleep watching TV. It's too many channels. It's too many channels. If your attention span on a scale of 1 to 10 is a 2, after you eat and you tired from work, you don't need all them channels. I miss the old day where you have 3 channels. You had ABC, NBC, CBS, and you had your local channels on VHS. UHF, VHF. Say it with me. UHF, VHF. And if you add all the channels on all CBS, NBC, and ABC, along with your VHF channels, you know what you have? You might have 7 channels. That's it. You might, okay, 8 in the New York area. You might have 8 channels. I'm so distraught now. I can't even look through the guide. I can't look through the guide because by the time I get through looking through the guide, I probably missed a show I would have most likely watched. That's where we are with that, brothers and sisters. That's where we are. And here's my last one. It's not my last one, but I'm just saying. Remember, brothers and sisters, when parents were smarter than the children. When parents were smarter than the children. When the children said, hey, mommy and daddy pay for food, lights, electricity, gas bill, school, all of that. What do I pay for? Jeopardy music, but you only came on either ABC, CBS, or NBC, brothers and sisters. I'm just saying, we had shows like Father Knows Best. Father Knows Best. One brother said, I watch Father Knows Best. He had me laugh. I watch Father Knows Best. I don't know what my dad is, but I watch Father Knows Best. Leave It to the Beaver. Remember that? Leave It to the Beaver. Ozzy and Harry. Now, black folks don't want to admit back in the day we watched those shows, but we watched those shows. You know why? Because that's all that was on. We had to watch white people who led mediocre lives with mediocre lives and mediocre stories. But we watched it till we got our own shows. You know what I miss? I'm going to tell you this right now. Allah is my witness. Boy, I miss Sanford and Son on Friday night. I'm here to tell you. Fred, Esther, Lamont, Rollo, Melvin, Achu. I'm talking about Leroy and Skillet, Grady. I live for that stuff. I live for it. And I'm going to tell y'all something, brothers and sisters. There are other shows. Like That's My Mama. I like that show. That's My Mama. What's happening? What's happening now? I can remember all the shows, brothers and sisters. But ain't nobody, Good Times, The Jeffersons. But it wasn't a show like, say it with me, Sanford and Son. I can hear the music playing in my head. The music designed by Quincy Jones. Dun 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 it. Dun 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 it. Dun 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 it. Dun 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 it. Dun dun dun. You know what? I never had so much pride in a junkyard. You hear what I'm saying? I never had so much pride in the junkyard till I watched Sanford and Son. And as a young child, when we would go through DC and I would see tore down parts of Washington, D.C. and Southeast and Northeast and Northwest, you know what a little boy was thinking? Fred Sanford probably lives there. And I look for Lamont in that red truck. Dun, 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 dun. Shout out to Red Fox, who's one of the funniest people in the game, the best timing in the game. Put a lot of people put a lot of people in the game in terms of entertainment. I don't like the way he passed away, but that's the way it works. But I love the guy. Why? More so than just being that first black show that was the #1 rated show overall in the family. Red Fox kept it simple. And if we can keep it simple like that, I think that we'll be able to work through a lot of stuff. Because black folk, we keep things simple. Latinos keep things simple. If you have COVID, don't come around me. If you need to borrow money, don't come around me because what I have, I'm not going to give to you. Richard Pryor and Which Way Is Up said in his character, I'm going to put a piece of chicken in here when I come home. It better be in the refrigerator. That's what I'm saying, brothers. Communication, brothers and sisters, communication. and love of the things that are simple. Dun, 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 dun. All right. So listen, Fight the Power, Andy Griffith Show, Columbo. I like Columbo. I ain't gonna lie. You put Columbo up, Sister Satana, there's a streaming service on TV called Peacock. Now, I just told you I don't like to go into all these different channels and streaming services. Netflix, I waste money on Netflix, da da da. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. Peacock was free. And here's what happened. I'm going through Peacock and I don't care. You know, my cable, I'm still learning cable to talk to them, to talk to the remote control. Why did Peacock offer every episode of Columbo for free? I ain't getting nothing done in 2 months. I just watched Columbo and drank Snapple. That's a doggone shame, brother, sister. That's a doggone shame. Oh, my mom said when I could walk down the street alone, now I need a posse. No, I believe you and Aunt Maxine, y'all can walk down the street alone. Ain't nobody gonna mess with y'all. They they seen y'all try to work social media. They're like, leave them ladies alone. Yes, the old days when things were simple. Okay, Amos and Andy. Yes, I do watch Amos and Andy. I'm not gonna lie. To Fight the Power, the Andy Griffith Show. I don't know who branded it, but that. I ain't gonna lie, I watched that. My cousin needs to be in the Andy Griffin support group. 2 support groups. I need to be in the Sanford and Son support group. He need to be in the Sanford and Son support group, and he needs to be in the Andy Griffith support group because he has seen every episode of the Andy Griffith Show at least 15, 20 times. All right, so we're gonna get ready to get up out of here. Oh, here's the last one. I remember the simple days. Here's the simple days, and then I'll let y'all get out of here. Well, you didn't have money to buy an article of clothing, but you would go buy it, wear it to wherever you were going. Make sure you didn't sweat it up, then bring it back, get your money back. There you go. So Satana's thinking about doing that right now. She just looked at that sweater like that. Yeah, you better hurry up. The shop closes at 7. Hey, listen, let's get to our sponsors. Let's get to our sponsors. Want to give a shout out to BeFinancialIndependent.com. Again, that's BeFinancialIndependent.com. Remember, when it was simpler, you could just call 1-800-496-6845. Again, that's 1-800-496-6845. And Bayan, let's talk about Bayan Islamic Graduate School, brothers and sisters. If you're interested in getting a quality Islamic graduate education, I'm sorry, first day with the new mouth, you got to check out Bayan online. It's not old school though. You ain't gonna be going to classes, going through traffic to get to classes. It's online. You spend a little time in the intensive, the instructive intensive, which are good, 10 hours a day, but you're gonna get your degree in a timely manner. Check out Bayan at bayanonline.org, and that's bayanonline.org. All right, brothers and sisters, I am going to get out of here. I hope you get out here and get to your weekend. Start enjoying yourself. Hopefully, like I said earlier, it's a pay week because ain't nothing good about hanging out on a weekend on a non-pay week. I'm here to tell you. I'm Shout Out Preacher Monster. This is a shout out show. Let's roll. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. There you are. I know you're looking at your screen going, that's a good looking black man. And you're right. I'm Preacher Moss, and you're not. Today I want to talk about Olive Branch Muslim Family Services, better known as the people who help people. And I need you to help the people who help people so they can continue to, you guess it, help people. Get it? Got it? Good. Olive Branch Muslim Family Services. Action you can see, compassion you can feel. Graphic now.